business is boring. I can't tell you how many times I speak with someone who wants to be an entrepreneur, wants to start their own business, and they're so focused on what's sexy. They're so focused on the outcomes of running a successful business, having a team, all of these things, and they're not really looking at the day to day of most entrepreneurs, especially most startups. And the truth is, it is super boring. It's about mastering the monotonous. It's about, doing certain tasks over and over and over and over and over again, sticking it out to actually see the fruit of your labor months, maybe years later. That's what most businesses have to go through if they want to survive, if they want to get to those outcomes. And even when they have the outcomes, even when you can see the flash in the certain moments of their life, behind the scenes, it is riddled with boring, monotonous things. Now, the biggest area I see that, beginner entrepreneurs or business owners are just jumping in, struggle with this is when it comes to sales and the actual volume of consistent outputs it takes to actually get leads and close deals. I remember I was speaking to someone, a buddy of mine, who was just starting out his business, and he was talking about doing cold calling and cold DMs on LinkedIn on Instagram, not LinkedIn. And he was saying like, yeah, I get some clients from my outreach. It's going okay, but I'm just looking for another way, something a little bit more automated, something that's a little bit faster. And I was asking him, I was like, well, tell me about the process you have going on right now. He's like, I DM some people and, we get on a phone call, get on a conversation. I've made about 4 or 5 sales from it over the last, month or so. And it's going good. I just, wish I could make more sales. And then when we actually got to the nitty gritty, it turned out that he was reaching out to less than 10 to 15 people per day, right? The volume was just insanely low. And it just came down to his expectations. He didn't have the expectation or understanding of the volume that people actually do to grow their business. And one thing that I suggested to him was like, hey, why don't you take that 10 to 15? And we broke down some of the math, and I said, okay, how many clients did you get after a couple of weeks of doing that? He said like 4 to 5. And I said, okay, you did a total of, I think it was like 100, 150 messages, and you closed 4 to 5 clients. Like, those are actually pretty good numbers. Imagine what your business would look like if you did 100 messages a day, right? And that whole perspective completely changed his idea of how to grow the business and how simple it could be. But the first response was, man, that's going to take time. It's going to be boring. I got to, make time for it. Obviously, it's going to be monotonous. Obviously, it's going to be boring. Obviously, it's going to suck. But if you want to start a business, that's how a lot of people get started, is they just do a lot more of the boring work. This is a super quick video because I come across this so much, where business owners are just not doing the volume. And it's because they have very high expectations for what it actually looks like and how sexy the process should actually be. If you are looking to get your business started, if you are looking to make your first sales, which means you don't have money for advertising, you don't have a lot of knowledge when it comes to setting up like cold automated systems or anything like that, or hiring overseas talent, whatever it is. If you are bootstrapping it yourself, look at your process and ask yourself, can I scale this to 100 or more per day? Can I scale this to a place where I am maximizing my sweat equity and spending as much time as I can on reaching out to people directly and just letting people hear about my service? Chances are you're not doing that much volume, and chances are you can do a lot more than you think. And chances are if you do, you will make a lot more sales. Hope that helps. I'll see you tomorrow.